All right, what's up, ladies and gents? Let's go ahead and watch this video and see what's happening here. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this for a second. This guy parked his car on an angle at a stoplight, cutting this dude in the truck off. I don't know what's off to the right. This guy, doesn't have to try to necessarily escape the situation because it's pretty dangerous to speed into an intersection like that. This guy comes out and around from the vehicle. So let's talk about when you draw your firearm. Now, I take a couple of things into consideration anytime I'm about to draw my gun. One, the totality of circumstances. For example, is something sitting around here super anomalous? I usually wait for 3 anomalies within a situation, and then I start to ask myself, should I draw my gun or not? In this case, guy parks in front of you, that's anomaly 1. Gets out of the car, that's anomaly 2. And then there was probably something taking place beforehand, that's anomaly 3. So I most likely, if somebody's going to pull up in front of my vehicle like this, especially if my family is with me, the moment that car hits the brakes in front of me, I'm already drawing my gun, plain and simple. Now, what that might look like is something along these lines where he pulls the car in front of me, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just going to go ahead and draw my gun, and now I have it sitting on my lap just as such. I'm not pulling it up, I'm not pointing it at him, but I have it down here low so that if he does start coming walking around the vehicle, I'm good and ready. Next, I see the car door open. At this point, I'm going to take my other hand off of the wheel, and I'm going to be holding both my hands now down here low, holding onto the firearm just like this, but down in my lap area, watching him get up and come around the vehicle. Now, what do we look for whenever we're dealing with a potential threat? Remember, hands, because they carry the weapon. Waist, are they reaching for their waist? Are their hands hidden around their waist? And then lastly, face. So if I get this guy parking in front of me and I see him getting out of his vehicle, I'm already like this, because this is obviously not normal. And then he gets out around the side of the vehicle, I'm looking hands. That's the only place I'm looking at. I don't care if he's yelling at me, if he's screaming or whatever. I'm looking at his hands. And then I'm going to look at his waist. And if I see, in this case, a gun in his hands, I'm just instantly drawing on him right there. And I'm going to engage him with absolutely justified lethal force. Because when you let them get this close to your vehicle, I mean, look at that right there. He could have just started shooting this guy, and he could have killed this guy in this moment. And now you see this guy has his natural tendency. We as humans always put our hands out because we want to always deflect stuff. It's also why we lose feeling in our peripherals, is because it's a survival mechanism. All the blood vasoconstricts to the center of the body in a life-threatening situation or whenever we get really scared. And so we throw our limbs out there all the time. You see a lot of execution-style killings. They usually have a bullet wound through the hand. So it could be useful in a close quarters engagement when you're face to face, but not in this situation. In this situation, this guy should have been shot long beforehand. Again, he could have just started shooting him right here. Now, he does something weird. He punches the car with the gun and then actually ends up pointing it back at himself. So he's really lucky that he didn't even shoot himself, but I guess he's not so lucky because here in just a moment, this guy justifiably shoots him. Right there in the jaw or in the neck, it looks like. Yeah, in the jaw probably. You want to be going for the eyes on this one. Like that close. This guy put the gun in his other hand. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if he punches the car, puts it in his other hand, and it's not pointed at you. Of course, always know your local and state laws, but this is going to be justified, in my opinion, 10 out of 10 times, because you don't know what this psycho's about to do with his gun. And then I heard in some of the Facebook comments that he actually had a history of being abusive towards his girlfriend, and that she even said he did this all the time. He used to just hop out of his car, yell at people, pull the gun on them, punch people's vehicles. So this right here, 1, 2, I think they did 2 shots. Yeah, so that third shot, I hope that that's accounted for, because that third shot went off clearly over his head. So know your target, consider the foreground and background. One single shot right here into that what's called the T-box below the eyebrows, and then around the eyes, around the cheekbone, and then the nose. So this is the T-box where it's all soft tissue. One shot there would have definitely neutralized that central nervous system, and he wouldn't have had to have worried about that third bullet going God knows where. And then I also recommend that you use hollow points, because This is a perfect example. There's obviously some sort of traffic jam here at the stoplight because this asshole was stopping everybody. But again, and we don't want those bullets to penetrate through. But again, to digress, when do you pull your gun? In this instant, it's the moment that he cuts me off and hits the brakes. I'm already like, this is not normal. And if there was some sort of previous road rage like incident beforehand, I'm already seeing this guy drive like an asshole. I might even have my gun out already, because what's to say they don't just pull up next to you and start shooting you? And I've done this many times where I had some crazy lunatic driving behind me. I don't know if they were drunk or whatever, but I would just have the gun out in my lap sitting here as I'm driving. And then if he would have stopped and pulled that car up like that, I'm definitely going to draw the gun. I see the car door opening. I'm already right here within this modified sitting ready position. And then the moment that he's coming around the corner there, I'm just trying the whole time. I'm looking at one thing only, his hands. And then the moment that I see that he's got a weapon in his hands, I'm just going to go ahead, draw up, and then I'm going to begin to engage him with justified deadly force. And at that distance, as he's coming around the vehicle, you want to go for body shots. But if he's this close to the car already, I would highly recommend one singular face shot. Let me know your questions, guys. Shoot me some more videos like this if you want me to talk about them. And I hope that you find that information helpful. Don't ever let anybody get out of their vehicle and run up on you, especially in today's type of climate. If you haven't already, join Lethal U and you will get a free copy of Should I Shoot? 31 Deadly Force Scenarios that'll sharpen your concealed carry instincts. It's a great book. I like it a lot. Partnered with the USCCA, with the Lethality University, and so you can get the cheapest price, full coverage, elite level USCCA membership, JM Training Lethality University membership, all in one package. So I highly recommend that you check it out. It's the perfect family protection program out there. Take care, everyone.